welcome to another episode of High Heel Hallelujah. So today I am going to talk a little bit about black and white way of thinking, and I'll explain as I go, but I'm going to talk a little bit about where my thoughts have been lately, and then it relates to heels. Because what doesn't relate to heels? I just think it's hysterical that our minds go in the direction of, our passions and our desires and the things that God has put in our heart. But they can really go one way or another, and usually both sides, black or white, can be a little bit troublesome. And I'm going to explain that in a minute. But I just wanted to show you. So my husband had gotten me these black platforms, but he also got them for me in white. And I've had these for a lot of years. So my collection of heels is a collection of heels I've had from 20 years of being with him. And every now and then I actually bought a pair myself, but for the most part, these are things that he has gifted me with over the years. And this pair with my white pair, when he got those for me, he is not always the typical man who says, you already have a pair of black shoes. He always says, but you need a different style. You have to have multiple kinds. And I appreciate that about him because it's sweet. He's a sweetheart. So as you will see, I have quite a few black levels of heels here, and over time I will kind of go through those and tell you about them. But for today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about black and white way of thinking. In some ways it's good, in some ways it can be trouble. And I tend to be an all or nothing type of person, and sometimes that's good, I guess. It can also get you into a lot of trouble. And one of the things that I was thinking about, and it was related to what was going on at church and what our pastor was talking about, and that is your position of trying to maybe get closer to God, be more mindful of the things that you're doing. He talked a lot about prayer and setting aside time so that you are actually praying, hopefully in the morning, just because it does change your day so dramatically, and really setting aside that time. So it happened to coincide with some of the thinking that I was dealing with, in that I do get up and spend time praying and devotion, but if I don't do it perfectly, which means to me being completely undistracted, going through my entire prayer list of all the people I pray for, getting through all my devotions before anybody distracts me or whatever for the day. If I don't do it that way, then I feel kind of heavy, like I'm not doing it right. And I get very kind of like down on myself. And I tend to be that way anyway. I really love to do things the right way. And yet, then it becomes what we call works. Like, I am doing so well, I'm going to pat myself on the back for doing such a great job. And that's not what this is all about. And it's going to be a growing process. It's evolving. It's getting your motives right, so that your motive is really that you just want to be close to God. You want to hear what He has to say, not that you have to do everything so perfectly in order to measure up. So I think there's this constant tension between that black and white way of thinking, that if you don't do everything perfectly, then you're kind of feeling condemned, and yet not just kind of going on que sera, sera, who really cares, nothing matters. You do actually have to put in some time of being obedient, doing things that you know are going to help you grow, doing the things that you know God's asking you to do. But you have to be able to live within that tension. And as I was thinking about how I was feeling kind of bad that I haven't been really diligent about doing things the way that I feel like I should, I was praying, and I just really felt this sense of let my forgiveness wash over you. And it just felt so relieving and like so much freedom that this isn't about how good I am, how well I do everything, how perfectly I handle things. This is about staying connected to the one that gives me power, the one that gives me direction. And yeah, I'm not going to always make the perfect choices, but that's okay. That's why Jesus died for me. That's why I am not God. I don't get to do everything perfectly, but I do have to live in that tension between trying to be perfect and not just saying, oh, it's out of my reach. I'm not that good. I can't handle change or whatever. So I hope that for whatever reason that might help you today, because I think we tend to either go one way or the other, and it's very hard to kind of stay in that middle ground of knowing that we're saved by grace, and yet also knowing that by staying connected to God, He's our vine. Without Him, we can't, there's just nothing you can do effectively for long. And that is, it's a good thing to put that energy in, but yet don't get to the point where you feel like if you don't do it perfectly, that you don't measure up. So I hope that means something to you, because for me, it's a daily process, and you might not have that way of thinking. Maybe you tend to be one way or the other, and you're not always trying to battle that. But anyway, I hope that helps you. Thanks for listening. Even if you're not a Christian or you don't believe what I believe, I just thank you for taking the time to even listen to what I have to say. And I respect everyone's opinions. I respect your own personal journey that you're going through in life. And if I can pray for you in any way, I would love to. If you have questions, struggles, anything that you just don't know how to handle, deal with, I would love to, talk to you or help you or just pray for you. And yeah, if you don't believe what I believe, I just pray that you would find peace and joy. And I do hope that you would look into the things that I talk about, because I really find that that's the only way I've gotten peace in my life. But I just really respect everyone's opinions. And so I hope that, you continue to listen. And I just thank you so much that you took the time to watch this today. And if you are in need of anything, I would just love to hear from you. So after today, I will move on to a different pair of heels. So I hope you will stay with me. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe or follow.